that you like don't want you back, or maybe they don't fully claim you? And how can you make them so obsessed about you, so wanting to be with you, like the guys that you actually don't want? So I'm sure you've been there. You've been there where you liked a guy and he just, didn't show much effort, didn't show much interest. Like he just wasn't into you. He just was not into you. And what happened then? Most likely, I mean, it depends on the case, but maybe you start texting him first, you start calling him because you are afraid that if you don't do it, he won't step up either. He won't call you, he won't text you. You started driving up to him just to make the dates easier. You started to plan dates. And while all of this looks wonderful, you showed that you were into him. I can just tell you from a coach perspective, it makes him lose interest. Even if there was like a tiny bit spark of interest, it makes him lose interest no matter how beautiful you are. And then there are those guys where you really don't want to be with them. You don't want to date them. You just don't give up. You know what? If they're there tomorrow, and they do everything for you. They do everything for you. They drive up. They call. They text. They bring flowers. They give you the world, and you're like, why? Like, how can this be? How can this be? And how can I be so magnetic and so irresistible to a man that I actually want? And by the way, if there are any men watching, um, this, what I'm gonna share with you about power, applies to you too. But let me give you disclaimers first. Like, first, I'm gonna be talking to my girls, and I'm gonna be sharing something about power and confidence for men too. So stay tuned. There is something for both of you. Hi, so good to see you, everybody. Okay. So this first step is first for my ladies. So number one, polarity attracts each other. Yeah, and I talked about this. I'm gonna be talking about polarity, about personal power, and how to fix all of that. So polarity attracts each other, and different than in 50-50 or friends relationships. In romantic relationships, we want that attraction, we want that irresistible feeling, we want that magnetic feeling, right? And that is only created by two different energies. And we strong, independent women, we learned that, oh, if I want something, I go get it. Of course I call the guy, of course I go there, of course I text him, of course I do all of these things. And that's wonderful in your business. Go text your client, work for your employer, yeah, of course. But in dating, this actually backfires. Like, for a man, it feels like, oh, the energy is coming towards me, and I feel repelled by that. Someone wrote, you look like you are in your 30s. Oh, yeah, I am in my 30s. Okay. So for a man, that energy is repelling, and there might be anxiety lingering that if I don't do that, the guy won't reach out to me, won't text me, and I'm gonna be talking to you in just a second. how to remove that anxiety. In just a second, stay with me, ladies. First, I want to tell you that basically these actions are just going to backfire. So just let this sit with you, that it's just going to backfire. It's not going to increase attraction or connection. Yeah, because it here in dating we have, it's not like a business deal. There's attraction and then it's just going to backfire. So just don't do them. And even I had women reading like certain books, like for example, um, one second. So, for example, like some books like The Rules, or they've been taking a few courses of mine and be like, okay, this behavior is good, this isn't. And then they've been trying to behave right. And I've been there too. They've been trying to behave right. Oh, I'm not going to text him. But if, I'm just going to be honest here with you, if you still feel anxiety, if you still really want to text him out of fear that he won't be into you, if you still, think about him obsessively, then following those rules will not help you long term. And I know you want a long term beautiful relationship. Like I know you don't want the guy to just like meet you for like one of 2 or 3 dates. You want a long-term relationship. If you're here on my channel, I know you want commitment, you want a proposal, you want a long-term relationship to a guy that is your absolute dream man, like your top 1% man, and what however that looks like for you. And those games, they are not gonna last long. The guy is gonna pick up on your energy, and it does not matter how beautiful you are. It does not matter how perfectly you follow those rules of not texting first. If your energy is like coming onto him and like being in your masculine energy in his face, he's gonna feel repelled, and that is why those guys that you don't want are crazy for you. They are crazy for you not only because you are out of their league, they are also crazy for you because your energy isn't coming towards them. But your natural feminine beauty and being is already enough, is already attractive enough. And I had clients where we figured that out, that they are doing those things. Like they were driving up to the guy, um, and they were like, you know what, if I don't drive up to him, then he's just not going to be into me, and we just will not meet at all. Or if I don't pay for the 50-50, then it just won't work out. And then I was like, but what do you want? Do you want to drive up to him? Do you want to be the one who's planning everything? Do you want to pay 50-50? And they were like, no, actually that doesn't make me feel good. Like that doesn't make me feel pursued and loved and cherished. And then I was like, okay, so let's find why you're doing that. And again, there was anxiety and fear, and we had to face that fear, face that anxiety. And how to do that I will talk in just a second. But once that was gone, we were like, okay, now give this guy the opportunity to step up. And maybe he doesn't, maybe he does, but let's see what happened. And guess what? Those men got even more crazy for my clients. They did step up, but they needed that space to step up. And if you are a man watching, like a conscious man educating yourself, if you're dating or if you are in a relationship or married, and if you see your woman stepping up, doing things for you, driving up, planning everything, your natural instinct will probably be like, cool, I can lean back and she's gonna get things done. So it's also in a man's DNA to just be like, okay, things are getting done, perfect, let's move forward, let's not waste our time. But this destroys polarity, and just know most women are naturally in their feminine, and they do those things out of conditioning or out of fears. So what I want you to do as a man is to be like, I've got this. I'm gonna pick you up. I've got this. You relax. I take care of this. I pick you up. You want to pay? I've got this. I pay for you. You want to plan? Relax. I've got this. Yeah, and when you do that, it immediately allows a woman to be like, wow, I can relax. I can relax. I can be in my feminine. So you also can put a woman in her feminine energy. Although as a woman we can be accountable ourselves, but not everybody is watching my content. Not everybody is taking my courses. So if you are a man watching right now, just know that you can also restore polarity by saying I've got this, but not in a competitive way of like, you don't know how to do it, I've got this. Not that. You're not smart enough. No, not with that intention of competition, but more with the intention of, you know what? You get to relax. You get to lay down on this couch and just chill, and I've got this. Like, trust me, I've got this. What restaurant do you like? I'm gonna plan that. I'm gonna drive us there. A woman is just like, oh, I can exhale and just be in my feminine, and everybody wins because the feminine energy is the life force energy, and it just recharges you. And we as women, we love it. We open up and enjoy the moment as well. Let me see the comments. Hi everybody, so good to see you. Okay, say hi in the comments, tell me where you're from. So this is the first thing where you get to let go of those behaviors that destroy polarity. And then, as I mentioned, one of the reasons is conditioning, oftentimes for women, and the second reason is often fears. And the fears can have many sources. One of the fears can be, oh, he's a millionaire, he's like a really great, good-looking guy. If I lose him, then I won't find anyone else. That can be a fear. Fear of being rejected and abandoned. Fear of opening up your heart and then not being good enough. So there's so many fears, so many fears. Mindset fears that can have different roots of conditionings, culture, trauma, and I'm actually an expert in helping you find that. So of course I encourage you to journal and figure out what can be underneath, but with my support you get to be so much faster overcoming those blockages. It's like wanting to drive to your favorite restaurant and then there's like a blockage, maybe a fallen tree, and you just can't continue and you just feel stuck, and then you're like, what am I doing wrong? I'm not having the results. I'm not arriving to my favorite restaurant. And while on the street we might see that fallen tree and the blockage, but in real life sometimes there are oftentimes invisible blockages, like those fears that just keep us stuck in the same pattern. So that is why a lot of people tell me, how is it possible that women have no results and then work with you for 3 months and boom? Because we remove that invisible blockage, we remove the tree from the street, and you can drive fast. So whatever was your past does not have to be your future. Absolutely not. So I don't care how many years of proof of failure you have. If you work with me, I've got you. Okay, we're gonna go deep, we're gonna remove the invisible blockages and move forward. And you can also check out the testimonial playlist on this channel of so many amazing women having breakthroughs and success within months of working with me. So the fear, as I mentioned, is a little bit deeper. I encourage you to reach out for a free love audit call. The link is in my description box on my bio so that I can help you to dive deep, because as I mentioned, you can learn all those rules. Like there's like also the rule books, or I do have some guidelines in my courses too. I do have some guidelines in my courses too, but I need you to do the embodiment because that's the long term importance. That's why I also have so much embodiment practices in my courses, okay? Embodiment means that you are feeling it inside out, like you are feeling free, you are feeling secure, you are feeling happy, and you naturally don't lean forward, you let the man reach out to you. Okay, so the second point is it kind of goes hand in hand, and it kind of goes hand in hand, and that is showing up in your power. Showing up in your power when you are dating. Yeah, when you're dating successful men, or when you're dating men that you are into. And even as a man, I see this so often. And I actually, if any guys are watching, please remember that point here. We talk about power. So I see so many good men, educated, kind, in front of me, losing their power, either not wanting to talk, people please, and that just is not attractive. When they see a woman that they like, when they see a woman that's beautiful, that's top 1%, that takes care of the body, that's educated, that's smart, and confident, they're like running away or going to people pleasing. And the same is what we ladies are doing. Okay, this is the same thing that we ladies are doing. We are losing our power in front of men that we are actually interested in front of men that we want, and that is just not sexy, you know. And then what happens, those behaviors come up, like not speaking up when you're bothered by something. Like I had one client where the guy, they went out together, like it was just like some couple date, they went out together on it wasn't the first date, like it was, they were dating already a little bit, and they went out with some friends, and the guy kind of ignored her whole evening and just talked to other girls and other people there, and she hated it, she felt horrible. But because he was her type, he was successful, she just didn't say anything. But imagine that was a guy that she didn't give up, you know what about. Do you think that she would put up with that? She would just like go and talk to other people, not even talk to him, or at the very least speak up and be like, dude, what are you doing? We are here together, you know? And men can smell. They can smell if they can cross your boundaries. And if they can, they will. And once they will, they lose respect and attraction. And it goes vice versa. It goes vice versa. Yeah, for us women, it's the same. We can see when a guy is losing his power because he isn't used to dating a beautiful woman, or we're just like completely what he wants, and he's just losing his power. He starts, I had so many clients where this happened, like he starts becoming a people pleaser. He doesn't have the opinion anymore. He says yes to things that he doesn't want to say to, like he doesn't have boundaries basically, and it's just not sexy. We all know it, right? Like it's just not sexy. Mm-mm. And only predator women will do that because they, you know, they want to take advantage of whatever the guy is doing. Like, okay, either take advantage of whatever he is helping her with, providing, or take advantage of you know, sometimes for the validation. Yeah, so that's not healthy. Like if you are as a woman or man there where you kind of like are using people for support, validation, intimacy or whatever, just know that this is not healthy, this is not fulfilling, and you're never gonna feel love and fulfillment. Like, if you're there, we've got to fill that void, whatever that void is that you're seeking. Emotional void, to feel validation, you've got to validate yourself. Um, if you're seeking security as a woman from a man and you're filling that void, we've got to work on that first. Yeah, I'm the first one who tells you, yes, be with a provider man as a woman, but not from a place of need and insecurity. We are not living in 2026 for you to be insecure and disempowered. Yeah, you get to feel secure in life, you get to feel secure with money, empowered, and of course, as a cherry on top, you deserve to be with someone that also, as a cherry on top, takes care of you, just because it's a beautiful experience. Okay, so we are not losing our power when you date top 1% people, men, women. The number one problem is that you are losing your power, and when you're losing your power, you're no longer attractive, you're no longer magnetic, you're no longer sexy. And losing power means, it means different things for different people. People pleasing, hiding. One of my clients told me that there was one guy that she saw in a coffee shop, and he was so her type. And then what did she do? She just looked at the floor and run away in the corner. You know, some people run away, some people please, some people, there are, you know, different symptoms of losing your power, but it's all the same thing. It's the fear of being rejected, not good enough. It's a capacity also problem, you know. It's like you're not able to hold the blessing. And how do you overcome that? You first of all expand the capacity. You normalize your blessing. Okay, this is container work where you can handle and hold more blessings in your life without your nervous system being either super high or low about it. Like, anything that makes you ungrounded, not grounded, is not good for capacity. Okay, even if you're super excited, like, oh my god, I met this guy, he is so my type, he is handsome and successful and I'm into him. Hi everybody, so good to see you. Thanks for your compliments. If you have any questions about dating, please stay on the topic and let me know in the comments. So I want to, where have I been? So when you're excited to see this person and you're like, oh my god, they are so amazing and I'm so into him. And now when you also excite yourself too much, this also allows you to not be grounded. Like, it makes you not grounded. And that's not helpful for being able to hold bigger blessings and having, you know, being able to hold more. And okay, I will get back to that in a second. And I've done that in the work also in other areas. I've done that also in money. Yeah, I had to normalize my blessings of earning more money. I had all sorts of stories and nervous system insecurities just because I would earn more. And also in other areas like having a beautiful body and health. So it's all about normalizing your blessings so that you can hold your power. That's number one thing. That's why you sometimes see guys where you're like, she is so much out of his league being with this super top model, because he just normalized the blessing. He just normalized the blessings, and yeah, and this is what he's doing. So you see, it's sometimes not about being even at the level. However, so much to tell. I do believe that it's nice to be at somebody's level, like I do believe that, and it also makes you confident and hold your power more. And I talked about this in my last live stream that if you want a guy that has a six pack, that has like strong muscles, are you hitting the gym as a woman? And vice versa. Like I've also been talking to men, coaching men, and we're like, I'm gonna be with a supermodel. She has to work out, but I'm not gonna even like go to the gym. I'm gonna have like a smaller biceps than her. You know, sometimes it can go well, but why not just become a vibrational match? Why not just like do the thing yourself? Okay, it makes you more confident because it just gives you more options. Yeah. So I would always tell my clients also, not only mindset wise, it's important to normalize your blessing, also become a match for that. Like if you want someone who is successful as a woman, work on your abundant mindset. Work on your abundant mindset, work on a passionate career. Like it doesn't mean that you have to be a millionaire yourself, but like match the energy, match the actions. Like, are you abundant? Are you able to receive the abundance? Are you taking actions that actually on your own bring you empowered money? So in my course, Call in Your Millionaire, I talk especially for women about the stages of how to attract abundance in your life, not only through a guy but through your own career and businesses, and really matching the actions and the energy. So you can check out that course. Link is in the description box or in my um, bio. Hi everybody, so good to join you. So if, or as a man, even if you want to be with a woman that is relaxed, it's super feminine, that is just like enjoying life, that is luxury, and she will need abundance. So are you matching that? Like I see a lot of guys being like, I would like to be with this girl who looks like a supermodel, but I'm not gonna provide for her because that now she's a gold digger. Like you don't understand that there are like you've got to be a match to something. And can we stop calling people names? Like can we stop calling men and women certain names? Because, or let's say you want to be with a man who is a provider, a protector, and then when he decides something, he's a leader, you call him, oh, he is a narcissist, oh, he's so controlling, oh my god. Of course there are controlling people out there, but a healthy leader, a healthy protector will always consider your feelings and kind of like decide for you. As an entrepreneur, maybe you can relate to that better. When I had a team of five people, like 5 people working for me, my team is smaller now actually, but I used to have a bigger team, and I made one girl the manager. She would control everything, decide, check the quality. She was the protector of the project, she was the leader. And yes, her job was to control. Her job was to control if things are done correctly. It's just part of that, So let's stop calling people names. Of course, there are people who are just dating for money or are really unhealthily controlling, but just learn to see the difference, okay? Learn to see the difference, because not every case is same. And if you have trouble seeing the difference, reach out for a free love audit call. I'm here to support you. So don't hesitate. Life is too short to stay stuck or confused, yeah? Someone asked, any tips for heartbreak recovery tips? Why do you have a heartbreak? Tell me what happened. First of all, avoid it next time. Don't get into boyfriend girlfriend relationships. Like, I don't believe in attachment or investing too much in each other before you are committed to each other. Before you went through my process of my course, How to Date a Millionaire. I don't have a course for men yet. If you guys are interested, you have to let me know. You have to send me an email, say it in the comments, and I can make a course for men too. But I already have one for my ladies. And before you went through the whole process of dating, getting to know each other, seeing if you're compatible, committing to each other, you should, you should not invest or attach yourself to each other. And that includes intimacy. I don't believe in that. So you first of all avoid it in the future. And secondly, so the fastest way is actually to first of all change the location. Get out of your house, get out of your city and go somewhere else. Like really, just for 2 3 weeks, just get out of that country, city, go somewhere else, meet new people every single day. You don't have to date, but like go out with people, um, do fun things and rewire your brain into having focus on something else. Your body and your brain recovers faster. The problem, what I'm seeing with heartbreak, is a lot of women, they stay in the same environment, they keep thinking about their ex, crying all the time, and then the newer pathways become so stuck on that guy. It's crazy, and then the recovery process is forever. And then there are also a couple other tips and tricks of like spiritual meditations, cord cutting, but I do all of that in my one-on-one coaching. So you can reach out. Okay, so someone asked, what is it about? So we are talking about how to not lose power when you date top 1% people. Yeah, how to not lose power, because so many people, women and men, when they are dating, and we've got to stop that. Like, my ladies and my guys watching, we've got to stop that, yeah? Because so many people, when they're dating the person that they like, they're not confident. They're not confident, and they are kind of weird, people pleaser, hiding, and then this is just so repelling and not attractive and not sexy, and then this is what happens. Okay, hi everybody, so good to see you. Tell me hi in the comments. If you have questions regarding that topic, you can let me know also. Okay, so dating men with power, yeah, or even as a man, you should also date with power. It's just so attractive. Okay, so we talked about normalizing your blessing into, yeah, of course I get to have that. We talked about holding the container because you normalize your blessing. We talked about releasing the fear and anxiety underneath, which has multiple reasons. You've got to find this. And we talked about being an actual match, and sometimes the reciprocal doesn't look the same. Okay, so let me give you a fitness example. So a lot of people think that a reciprocal for me is somebody that's like super buff, has like muscle, and is like super buff, because I am quite in shape. The thing is, my value is health. My value is not being like, my goal and value are not being in shape over any cost. This is just a side effect. It is a side effect of eating healthy and working out regularly. My value, and I unfortunately, I mean, everything has a good part. Unfortunately, I can't eat any fast food. I just can't. I don't tolerate it. Like, I have intolerances for certain foods like milk and grains. At least now, sometimes I had years in my life where I could eat them and then I couldn't again. But if I can't eat milk products, if I can't eat grains, guess what? No sweets. I cannot eat any sweet. I cannot eat any fast food. Like I have to eat real food. And yeah, but my so please be respectful in the comments, otherwise I'm gonna have to remove you. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we talked about being a reciprocal, but for me, the reciprocal is someone who's healthy, who eats well, who works out, and also someone who's balanced, you know? And no, I would choose someone who's healthy over someone who hits the gym 5 times a week, maybe takes even hormones, which in the wrong doses, takes too much weight that can destroy their joints. For me, it's not about looks, it's about my value is health. So you see, sometimes it doesn't look the way it's expected. And for example, for a lot of successful men, the reciprocal is a woman. You might be thinking, oh, but I'm not like a millionaire myself as a woman. The reciprocal isn't necessarily that you have the millions, it's that you can enjoy the money. I've been personally talking to so many millionaires also in the areas of other business owners. You know, I'm a business owner. I've been going to a lot of networking events and I've been interviewing them because I'm just interested. And they're like, I just want a woman that can enjoy the money, you know, that feminine touch. What would I do with that money myself? Let's enjoy this together. Let's have a ride. And enjoying isn't, oh my god, I'm in scarcity. I'm gonna grab to this guy and that money, um, so that I'm saved. If you're in this state, I love you, but we've got to do some inner work first of you being safe and secure yourself, because otherwise you're gonna be a match to an unhealthy guy. Yeah, anxiety, insecurity, and unhealthy men are a perfect match. So women who come to me who are at that stage, we first work on you becoming self-sufficient and strong, but most of my clients are already there, educated, independent, self-sufficient. Okay, and then you're still not a match for the top 1% millionaire man, because do you know how to enjoy your life? Do you know how to enjoy your money? And oftentimes no, because we work so hard and don't even have like a second to calm down. Yeah, so you see there is a different teaching for every woman. Like a woman that is kind of dependent, insecure, we've got to make you first independent and very secure. And when you're in this, I talk about those stages also in my course, Calling Your Millionaire. And when you're in the stage of being an independent, strong, high achieving woman, when you want to integrate a beautiful relationship into your life, this is where we have to add pleasure, where we have to add that being the reciprocal of a top 1% provider, protector. We can enjoy the moment, you can enjoy the money. No matter how big or small is what he provides, maybe it's just literally just a little tea or water. Can you enjoy that? Can you appreciate that? And a lot of strong independent women, they are lacking that part. They are lacking this, and this is what top 1% men really want and need. And vice versa. If you are a man and you want to be with a feminine woman who just makes you smile, makes you feel alive, understand that there's a reciprocal cost to it. You know, you're all watching the Instagram, be like, oh, I'm gonna be with her, but then you don't understand there. It's like if you want a master's degree, you first have to do your bachelor's, and then you have to keep studying, and then you get your master's. But in today's world, We're all doing saying like, okay, I want that, but oh, I'm not gonna be the reciprocal of that. And no, if it worked, why not? Easy life is always good, but it just doesn't work. And I often keep telling this, you ladies, that all of this work isn't just for men. You being able to enjoy the moment is giving you energy, it's giving you life force energy, it's giving you health, it's relaxing your nervous system. And for a lot of men, they don't know that either. When they can be in a provider protector role, it boosts their testosterone, it boosts their self-esteem and masculinity, and you know they start earning way more. Like a lot of men that work that date my clients, they start suddenly earning so much because they step into that masculine strong role, and it's just everybody benefits from that. I'm never man against woman, woman against man. You get to be with the person that you love, you get to be with your top 1% dream person, but there's also a path to that, mindset path, but also being a reciprocal to something. Okay, so what else do you have to do to not lose yourself and to not lose your power when you date top 1% women and men? So we talked about normalizing things. We talked about enjoying the moment. Yeah. Oh, that's another point. Being in your queen energy, which is kind of the same thing, like, not losing your power, where you can set boundaries. You are willing to lose him over yourself. This is literally the definition. You are willing to lose, I'm going to repeat that because it's important. You are willing to lose him over yourself. It means the boundary that you would have with that guy that you're not into, you've got to have the same one with him. And let me repeat that. The boundary you would have with the man that you are not into, you've got to have the same one with him. And that's sometimes not easy. We like to bend for somebody that's like our type out of fear. So as I mentioned, I don't even believe in you dating outside of your league. You're either a match for somebody or you're not. And I'm here to help you become a match in mindset, so you normalize things mentally. You can be confident about certain things, you can hold certain things. But I'm also here to help you when you work with me to match spiritually, physically, fitness wise. All of that matters. Yeah, all of that is important, it matters. But when you are matched to somebody, you are a match. So you're gonna keep attracting that with just because you're a reciprocal, also with law of attraction. Okay, we believe in things, but we also take action. But then you're obviously gonna have options coming over and over and over again, and you're gonna see, okay, this type of man or woman, I can attract over and over again. And once this happens, you also stop being afraid to lose the person. And even if it doesn't happen, like let's say that um, you attracted someone out of your league completely, let them go. Do you want to be insecure your whole life because they're out of your league? Like if you really really know this person is completely out of your league, and we're just not a match. Like they are like having the supermodel body, six pack, everything, and and you're not. And I'm just saying something is right or wrong. I'm just saying it's just not a match. Um, you know, just don't go for it. Why would you go for this? You know? just be with someone that is a match for you. It's gonna make you feel much more secure, and you're not gonna lose your power this way. Yeah, and then you're gonna keep your boundaries, and you're not gonna lose yourself, and you're gonna be happy. And so many times, and I get that, we use our business brain, our high achievement brain into dating, into like, I want the top 1% person in everything. I want the top 1% guy who earns the best, who looks the best, who is the best. And men do the same thing. I want the woman who looks the best, who is the smartest, who's this and this and this. The problem is that, and I'm sure that this mindset served you in Korea because you just want the best. The problem is that you treat humans like an iPhone, and you can never have like a healthy relationship like that. You cannot treat humans like an iPhone. Okay? And I want the best, and I'm gonna pay the price for it. Like, this is not how it works. When we are looking for a relationship, for a life partner, there's a saying, we're looking for a life partner. Yeah, we're not looking for a life achievement. Oh, she's my achievement, or he's my achievement. There isn't this terminology, and it's for a reason called life partner, my better half. Because you are not supposed to be treating people like iPhones in terms of, oh, I want this and this and this, and maybe you don't even know how else to connect with people, how else to date. I did not know either. I did not know. And if you haven't had a healthy family, a healthy pair bonding, a healthy way of relating to people, you might be either relating to somebody by, I want this person because this is like my biggest achievement. It's like collecting degrees and paychecks and money. Sorry. So it's like collecting paychecks and money. And this is how you relate with people. Or some people also relate with people by having this weird toxic cycle, push and pull dynamic of like run and hide. Yeah, this is also another way of, I think that's another video I have to do about this. But that's another way of relating to people, by like this chase and run. One person is the avoidant, one person is the anxious attached. Then there is like this chemical relationship where it's like you just have so much chemistry, and it feels like high chemistry and really lots of chemistry, like sparkling chemistry, but really it's like a trauma bond. And I'm gonna do another video about this, but basically these are the unhealthy way of relating. Also, another really unhealthy way of relating is like for a lot of empath people with narcissists, where one person is either a victim or blamer and the other person is trying to accommodate. Like a lot of people don't know how to be really in a relationship, and I didn't know either. So I'm just saying that if you're like listening to me and being like, yeah, but if I should not behave like this, how else? I've got you. Okay, there's another way. There is another way where you literally have human connection, where you feel seen, you feel heard, you feel understood, you feel the other person's heart, you see their soul, and you know what you're feeling in the moment? You feel fulfilled, you feel happy, you feel happy, you feel seen. And this connection you can have with anybody, with children, with teenagers, with elderly people. Yeah, and then this is what I mean by relationship skills. Yeah, this is what I mean by, I'm gonna teach you the relationship skills so that you can feel fulfilled and happy. And you're chasing this by saying, well, if I have this achievement, I'm gonna feel fulfilled and happy. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not saying you don't get to be with a person that is your dream man. Of course you get to. But I'm also saying that if you want to really feel love, give love, and receive love, you will have to learn a healthy way of building relationships and relating with people where you get to know the person instead of, going for the intensity. And as I mentioned, a lot of us didn't have it modeled in our lives, unfortunately. And I haven't either. Or the nervous system was programmed for up and downs. Yeah. So don't be afraid to lose the person because love is available for you, connection is available for you, fulfillment in a relationship is available to you. It is all available. Once I learned this way of connecting, I was shocked. I finally had the love of my life, not only in my partner, but like with everybody else, friends, family. I could connect with myself, with others. I was like, wow, this level of int- uh, intimacy, love, commitment, warmth exists. Wow, a completely new level of being and relating um and when you in whatever stage you are in, I just want you to know I've been there. Like I've been relating to people in different kind of ways too, and I've got you. So you can reach out to me for a free love audit call, and you know if you follow my coaching, you're gonna get your top 1% woman or men. But I'm just talking about this because I just want to tell you there's more than that. Like there's more than the checkbox. There is like a way of connecting that makes you feel loved, seen, alive, and so secure. Where you would never feel afraid to lose somebody because you know it's available to you everywhere you go. And yeah. And the second thing is, I do believe people should date their reciprocal. Not lower their standards and not hire them because you need a life partner. You know You need a life partner who's with you on this journey. And of course, things don't have to be perfect, but it makes relationships and marriage long term better if you're compatible. Like a marriage, it's not about, oh, I have the best woman, best man, and then you're just not compatible. I've seen that. I've seen also guys marrying like the most beautiful woman and they don't even go to the gym. It was not compatible. They were so insecure that other muscular guys were looking at her at the gym. You know? Like, choose someone who's compatible. And if you want a top 1% person, be that person. Be the top 1% person. Do it for yourself. And take someone on a journey. And this is literally the dating strategy that will make you successful. Not only to get the ring, not only to get the ring, not only to check the box and be like, oh, see, I've got the top 1% person. Not only for that, but it will, we're setting the foundation for 50, 60, 70 years of being together every single day and being happy and growing together like a beautiful flower that becomes bigger and stronger and healthier every single day. All right, so let's recap this call. Why men that you are into don't want you back? Number one reason is actually the lack of polarity. So don't do that. Learn, like as a woman, learn feminine relationship skills. You've got my courses, you've got my support, you can reach out to me. Number two is losing your power. So we've got to do the work of normalizing that blessing and also working on that fears underneath. For me, I had so many fears underneath. Like, I would also lose my power, by the way, in a lot of high earning settings. I had to do that inner work in that too. But like, not losing your power by working on those insecurities underneath, beliefs underneath, and being the reciprocal of what you want, yeah, being a match. And the last thing is really treating humans with connection and not like an iPhone. And I'm not saying that because I want to be like a good person, like I'm morally so good. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you feeling fulfilled. You know, like you're feeling fulfilled, you're feeling love. Because when we treat humans as an iPhone, we also feel treated like an iPhone. And we can't really connect and match with those people who have an open heart, who want connection, who want love. It's they won't see us and we won't see them. You know, just like in my daily life, no matter if this is like in a romantic setting or even with girlfriends, if somebody just treats me like an iPhone in terms of, oh, this is what you deliver for me, so um good, then I can keep you around. Okay, you boost my ego, okay. I don't like that. This is not a compliment for me. For some people it's a validation, and I have to admit I've been there. I've been there. I had such a big insecurity that even such a validation of being used was like a compliment to me. I know it seems crazy, but I'm just gonna be honest here. Like I've been there years ago, but I've been there where me being treated as like an ego boost was like a compliment for me, or me being um, helpful to a guy was like okay. It was a compliment for me because I didn't feel worthy for just being. I had to be used. And unfortunately, a lot of people have the same story. Let me know in the comments if this is your story too. But but once I really healed that part, I healed my inside wounds, insecurities, unworthiness feelings. I was like, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of connection. I don't need to be helpful to be loved. I don't need to be used for an ego boost to be loved. Yeah? I can just connect to somebody's heart, give and receive love, be seen and heard, and give that back, be present in the moment. But it took so much inner work, it took so much nervous system grounding. So those things are not easy, but they are so worth it. But with my support and guidance, they are gonna become easy because I'm an expert in helping you going that path into successful dating that lays the foundation for a successful, happy, and fulfilling long-term relationship. Okay, so yeah, back then I even saw it as something good because my self-esteem was so low. But if you are there, just know it's not good. It's not good. There's something else out there. You don't even know what's there. It's like I could never imagine like what else was available. I never had this modeled. So no, you don't need to be useful. You don't need to be treated as an iPhone, as neither as a woman or a man in whatever way you're making yourself useful. You get to level up your worthiness, and you get to just be yourself, and you get to learn how to connect with others, by opening your heart, connecting, spending quality time together, giving and receiving love. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. If you know anybody that might benefit from this video, from this information, please make sure to send this video to them. And reach out to me for a free love audit call if you would like to have my support. And I see you in the next one. Bye.